Glad to have you back on Daybreak Africa, coming to you from the Lagos studio of KAFTAN Television. If you're just joining us, you're still right on time because we're about to launch our interview segments. Like, thank God it's Friday. So we brought you in trending gist. But then we're not doing this alone in the studio. We have an amiable guest, a beautiful Melanie popping queen. Let's make welcome Oluwajuwonlo Akinwale. Good morning.
Welcome. Good morning. Good morning. I'm very well.
Welcome to our studios today.
Thank you for inviting me.
It's for me, thank God it's Friday kind of.
Exactly.
You need to give the vibe,
So
the Friday vibe, the weekend vibe.
Yeah. Wait. Viewers, I need to let you know that she's an HR personnel. So we're coming from a different.
I'm coming.
So HRs, do they even party? Do they plan for? Do you understand?
Exactly.
What do you people mean?
Personalities.
So I don't know. So maybe you should let us a little into your world. What's happening?
Well,
how does Friday
look like?
Friday is usually busy for us. I mean, Mondays and Fridays are the busiest for us because Monday, you come with it's a new week. We need to be serious, do the job. On Friday, you need to start wrapping up. What have we been able to achieve for the week? How productive have we been? Check the performance and all that. So, in most cases, I don't know for other HRs, but Mondays and Fridays are the busiest for me. So, I barely have time for the TGIF. However, Saturdays and Sundays.
So you party hard?
I'm not the party type.
Yeah, not the party type.
Yes, I'm not the party type, but I have HR friends that, oh my goodness, they go to club on Friday, to Saturday.
Grace, I feel what it's like this HR people, they have a league. Like there's this way. She didn't even say like our friend, like our HR friend.
Of course! Yes, birds of the same feather, they need to flock together. That's how it's
in the same vein,
exactly.
Presenters like us.
Yes.
You see journalists.
Party hard.
This is why I don't like journalists, because at the end of the day, they put me in the middle. Both of them are here to support each other. Who supports me? I have God.
You have your HR friends. Anyways, thank God we have you here. Because, usually HRs are always, sometimes they oversee. They always, they are in charge of some critical.
Somebody has to do it. Somebody has to do it.
So then, today we're talking about surviving in Lagos, Nigeria, the cost of living. And we are particular about this trend of 400k not being able to do anything in Lagos.
Which kind of thing? If I may ask.
So we really want to know, because there's been a lot of tweets about this thing that's been flying around all through the internet. I don't know if you stumbled on any of it. And people are like, 400k is nothing. How can you survive on 400k? Even 1 million is not enough for a proper comfortable life.
So how much do they need to be comfortable? How much do they need? If they have 5 million naira, majority of these people will still say the same thing.
But wait, let's start from the beginning. Of course, you can see the tweets flying around, but then let's just look at it holistically. 400k. Oluwajuwonlo Akinwale.
Yes.
What can 400k? Can you live a comfortable life with 400k?
Sincerely and in all honesty, if you're not living above your means, you should be okay. No, that's the truth.
Lagos.
Yes, monthly, right?
Yes, monthly.
Yes. I know what I will spend on food, transportation, on keeping the glow. I will not do past myself.
Wait, Grace, please, because we are going to take it bit by bit.
Of course.
Oh, okay.
So let's start from.
I think it's the opportunity to really get back at me.
Let's
okay.
Buy your air.
Okay.
We're talking about 400k.
Yes.
This your air.
I don't buy air every month. Do I?
This your jacket.
I don't buy all the I don't buy them every month. No. See, that's where people get it all wrong.
Okay.
We have a lot of people that, they have a sort of addiction to certain things. Some is drinking, some is buying things, some is partying, whatever it is. So if you're in such category, it might be difficult. In fact, it would be difficult because they cannot control, they might be excessive with all of these things. That is even what addiction is generally all about. So it will be difficult for them to control it, right? However, if you know that this is what you earn, and you really do not want to end up begging and borrowing, I know how loan sharks, you know, as an HR personnel, I know the messages I get. I know what people are going through. And sometimes I compare and contrast, really. It is relative. Some people will say, oh, it's because I'm not earning enough. You can actually plan yourself based on what you are earning. Budget yourself. If there is an emergency, we will know that, oh, it is emergency. It's unforeseen. But there are a lot of things that could be avoided. For instance, I will use myself as example. So a couple of years back, I realized that I had a lot of commitment to Ashwebi. You understand? People close to me, you know, I bought this, but at the end of the year, I could not save anything for myself. Then I said to myself, God, you're not going to do this in the coming years. And I told myself, no, I'm putting a stop to it. And anybody reaches out to me for Ashwebi, I'm sorry. Whatever I have, I can support you, but I'm not getting Ashwebi. I had to cut it down. You understand? So these are steps, conscious and intentional steps that people need to take. Some people overeat, they overspend. You can actually cook, but because we want to feel among, we have to go to the restaurant morning, afternoon, night, every day. Do you know how much you're spending? And you're earning 400K, and you're copying your friend that is earning 1.5 million. You see where the problem is? So I think it's about knowing yourself.
Okay, knowing yourself. I like the angle you're coming from. But then on the flip side, let's look at it this way. 400K, I don't know, I think I've heard somebody say that your 2-month salary should be able to pay your annual house.
Hey, you are listening to all these Aspire to Maguire people.
So if I'm trying to make a calculation here, now let's just rule out the fact that you know, some things are necessities. If you have a car, you need to fill the car.
Of course.
You need
to maintain it.
Now, I have one analysis I want to run through from some of the online. Yes, we have 50 liters per week. That's 36,000 naira. We have fuel. I don't know if you have a generator in your house. 3,700. 5 weeks. Food 90,000. Food 90,000.
What are you spending 90,000? You see where the problem is?
Laundry 10,000. Laundry, does that make sense?
Why are you spending 90,000 on food per month?
Okay,
what are you eating?
Wait, I'm not done.
How many people are you feeding?
Laundry 10,000. Of course, I don't have time to wash, so I need to.
Yes, that's understandable.
Electricity bill 15,000. Rent. That's 80K. But this rent 80K, where? I think we should be specific about location.
You see where the problem is?
No, I think this is 80K.
Data.
Okay.
Accumulates, you know, over the months.
Cable TV, Netflix and chill, DSTV 5,000. It depends if you're on confirm, compact. Black tag.
You know this song? They do facts yourself.
Even this analysis is still like the most basic things that
that you will need.
Yes. And now we are talking about, let's say for example, we are talking about rent here, 80,000, and we know it's not achievable in Lagos. You cannot have an 80,000
vacation is zero.
No, I want to assume the person contributes 80,000 monthly.
Okay.
So by the time, you know, the rent is due for renewal, it would have accumulated to the sum that the person needs.
Yes. So total is 357,000.
Okay. So
no professional course or certification paid for. No vacation included.
You see, that is where your priorities come in.
Okay.
Because I understand that, yes, the basic things, the necessities. However, it is not everybody that will find themselves in that very comfortable zone. That is the truth.
Okay. Now, when we're talking about comfortable, you know, it means different things to different people.
Yes, it's relative.
Now, okay, what would you say it's the ideal comfortable lifestyle? As you know, an average individual living in Lagos, let's say without any you know, responsibilities from family and, you know, any other person. So what would you say is your lifestyle? You know, as a single person living in Lagos.
This is what I would say the ideal. It means to me consider the important things. You need to prioritize. Use your scale of preference and know the things that are important. If you don't watch Netflix this month, you cannot die. I am just saying. No, it's the truth. We're talking about me and my opinion and what I feel. And I also advise people. So I have staff in my office that come to me. This is the issue they have, especially the ones that, you know, have issues with loans and all. I advise them, okay, how do you spend your money? If there are things you can cut out, if there are things that you spend excessively on, you reduce them. So we are talking about food. I really do not know what the person is eating that you are spending 90,000.
But if you look at the situation of things now, we have four balls, 4 small balls of tomatoes for 200 naira.
I totally get it. Now, we cannot do anything about it. And you, as a person, you have found yourself in a situation where you earn 400,000 instead of lamenting that it is not enough. Yes, and we choose to believe that you are working towards, because lamenting is not enough. You will be there for 5 years lamenting and nothing will change. What are the steps you are taking? If I were in the person's shoes, I start thinking, do I need to get certifications? All the ladder that this person wrote down, no problem. Which ones can I do without? Okay, feeding this thing, I can cut it down. I know I need to save up for a certification because I have a target. In the next 6 months, I want to save up to this amount so I can, you know, add value to myself and get a better job that will pay me better. But people will not do that. They will be there. I would not be surprised. Majority of the people that are replying to these tweets, and some of them are earning 100,000, some 50,000, some are even jobless. Yes, it's the truth. Because social media is a facade. You can hide in your room, jobless, and say all sorts of things.
So I think they're just being realistic. Looking at the way Lagos is.
Totally, I get it. The way you should live. I mean, there is nothing bad if you have a car. You can feel it. You do your laundry. You enjoy when you come back. Lagos is hectic. Every time I get stuck in traffic in Lagos, I come back with a headache, terrible one. So I totally understand how it is. But if that is not the case for you, we have people that earn over 2 million naira in Lagos. They can afford a 5 million naira apartment yearly in Lagos. But when you look at yourself and you know that it didn't add up, what do you do?
Let me read a tweet to you.
Okay.
The person says, have a job that pays you 400k, a partner you love and loves you in return, enjoy Nigeria parties and nightlife.
We have not even come to that.
Play ball on weekends with the boys, watch EPL in conjunction with your woman who keeps disturbing you for attention. Notes, they started.
So
Lagos, Abuja, with family with 400k.
And then let's also talk about, you know, black tax, the fact that you have to give your siblings, you know, money for this and that as well, or probably your partner, and then you give them something, you know.
There's some people on your payroll, like you.
Yes,
you know that
you have a payroll. Exactly. Yes, I totally get it. And you know, I talked about budgeting and prioritizing. You understand? Those two things are actually important. Now, I don't know how some people do it, but for myself, I tend to consider, okay, if I do this month, can I do without it next month so I can bring in another thing? Yes. So if I know that I want to, you know, spend on myself this month, buy clothes, like I said, I don't buy wigs every day, every month. So I can say, okay, I'm buying wig for myself this month. So next month, whatever budget I'm supposed to have for myself, I can divert it elsewhere. For the wig, I mean. But I still keep something for myself, you know. So there are ways we can make this thing easy on ourselves. But people, what I see is we put ourselves under undue pressure.
Yeah.
Really.
And look at self-pressure.
Yes, self-pressure. So look at, if somebody will be in their house or in their office right now reading these tweets and it's like, oh my God, what am I even doing? Yes, I'm not doing well for myself. You see, they're saying it. Yes, I'm going to be earning 1 million. Do you want to kill yourself? But you're not earning 1 million naira. What do you do? You plan based on what you have and you work towards, that's another place. You work towards making it better. These people, what steps are they taking? So this person talked about, gave an analysis of 375,000 without anything for growth. To get better. To earn better. So, you see, you are doing Netflix. You're not talking about time to read or take a course online. You're not paying for any course.
What if this budget is for the month? Maybe the person didn't watch Netflix last month.
Oh, okay.
So
and then the money that's supposed to use your leg to I mean,
Netflix
you should enjoy. At a point,
so another tweet reads that 400k per month in Nigeria can fetch you a decent 3-bed apartment of 900k per year. How true is that? And 2 years later, you get married to a long-time girlfriend that was there when you were earning 50k.
It's the fact that, you know, people are placing their emphasis on the fact that, okay, long-time girlfriend, someone who loves you, return and all of that.
Don't mind
on that, because it's not easy. But it will never be enough if you meet a woman that earns nothing but uses a phone worth 400k. But really, 3-bedroom apartment for 900k.
No, it depends on the location. You cannot say you will get this in Victoria Island, but I don't know, maybe a place like, I don't know, maybe Agege or something. It depends, maybe inside. Like I'm just saying.
Did you say Agege inside?
I don't know. Agege.
You need to say okay, Koto.
Exactly. Why are you trying to push it up? Call the name, yes.
Me, I think for places like Ayobo.
Okay, yes.
You can get, you know,
maybe 250.
But what if the person works on the island? I'm just saying.
Yes, that's another, you know, thing to consider. What if the person works on, you cannot probably get an apartment at Agege.
See the stress the person will go through.
Now, let's make a calculation here. You're earning 400k, you work on the island, and
you have to get an apartment. You can't get an apartment
this is not hard enough.
Yes, it's not hard enough.
I know many people do this. They are working on the island.
People work on the island.
At the end of the day, they are literally
true.
spending their money on you know, the transport, their health,
yes,
you know,
their health,
everything.
yes,
There's so much, you know, issues with them
affects.
and all of that. So
yes.
how do that's the question now? How do they, you know, split this money and, you know, make sure that everything just basically spread across, you know,
Rome was not built in a
expenses.
day. Rome was not built in a day. You cannot expect that. I mean, in the real sense of it, or should I say, in a sane and working society and environment, things should be better. So you will see in advanced countries that even their governments will make things easy for them. They give them mortgage, they give them things that will make like they can spread their this thing for 10 years. So you pay just a little chunk every month, but they know you eventually pay it. You get your car on, you know, what's it called? You get, yes, you get a car loan. They will furnish your house. They make life easy. But unfortunately, it is reverse is the case in Nigeria. What do? You start small. Yes, sincerely, you start small. For somebody that is in that case, I don't know, you have found yourself in that position. You can decide that I am giving myself 1 year to go through this stress. It will be stressful. But I feel like having a plan, if you fail to plan, then you have definitely planned to fail.
You know, to an extent, I feel if a single person is thinking 400k is not enough to survive, what would someone that has a family?
Thank you. That is what I'm going to say. We have family people that are earning 100,000 and they are surviving. They even have kids. Now, they might not be living their best lives, but they are surviving. How do they do it? So how will a single person, except if they have followed you from your village, how will a single person earn 400,000 and you will say it's not enough?
Okay, so what's your take on, you know, on Ajo coming together, contributions and all on thrift? Yes, so you know, many times our parents, you know, majorly focused on, you know, thrift here, and then they had like 3 or 4 different, you know, cooperatives that they were in, and you know, that was how they basically survived with, you know, 100k salary, 200,000 salary, and all of that. So what's your take on it?
Because nowadays 400k analysis, there's no thrift there.
No savings. That's the problem I have. No investment, no savings, and that is why I said this person can actually cut down on a lot of things. You're a single person. If you add up 80,000 monthly for accommodation, that's over close to 1 million naira. Why are you living in a house of 1 million naira?
It's not easy. I live on the highland.
You see where they go? I want the island, because eventually you will start borrowing money.
You know, there's a way the society feel there's a way they place, you know, people that live on the mainland. You know, and they will not tell us.
It is your mind. It doesn't matter.
Island.
See, these are undue pressures. These are self-pressures that we induce on ourselves. Really, it doesn't matter. You have a roof over your head. A lot of people don't even have roofs over their heads. So I don't think, I mean, I know the societal class that we tend to, but you don't need all these things. It's when you have the money that you can. Okay, you want to start competing with Otedola? Is that what you're saying?
Your environment. You know, sometimes.
Yes, it influences.
Determines your location.
Yes, but sometimes too, you will pressurize yourself in that your location, and eventually you end up where you don't want to be.
I dream big for myself.
Of course.
I want to meet the caliber of people I'm aiming to meet in life. It's not, there are some people that, no. But there are some people that, if you're in the environment, you mix with them.
So what does the environment
with them?
Yes.
You get they say your network is your network.
Exactly.
Thank you. There are a lot of other places that you can build network and net worth. Yes, I mean, you are not saying anything
wrong. But not so much on the mainland, don't you think so?
What is wrong with the mainland? I really do not know.
I'm just saying.
We have places on the mainland where the rich and the wealthy reside, codedly. No, that's the truth. I think it's just about people's mentality and people's opinion of all these things.
And I think the ambience matters.
It's overrated. The island is overrated. That is the truth. It is overrated. And at the end of the day, we know what they go through. They don't have good water. Yes, the water, oh my goodness. The water that they have in that place, terrible.
Are you trying to talk me out of not moving?
Who am I? You can go there. We have people that don't use the water. They supply them water. Yes, it depends on the level of money you have.
And the bills are getting...
Do you understand? The bill increases. You understand? So, but for somebody that is just starting life, and you know that you don't want to overstep your boundaries, or you don't want to do what others are dabbling into. Majority of all these people, it's not just the work that they do that earns them this money. You understand? They have other ways that they get their bills sorted. But you will be looking at that and be wondering, we are doing the same job now. What's not the problem? Something is underneath.
Wait, so imagine I'm staying at somewhere in Iyanokwaja, and I have an appointment with... mention one big man.
Otedola.
On the mainland.
In Banana Island. Okay.
Yeah. How do you want me to?
You wake up early. That's what Lagosians do. You wake up early.
3 a.m.
Yes, you wake up early. Okay. Would you rather go to Lekki, get a house in Lekki that you cannot sustain? Would you rather do that? That's what a lot of people are doing. You see that Lekki, 1 bedroom, 10 people might be living there.
Of course,
very true.
Sleeping on the floor. There was one video that trended. Big girls, sleepers that you see outside. All of them in one room, naked, because...
Where do you say still here?
Thank you. Why are we deceiving ourselves? Really, I'm not saying we are born to suffer. I'm not saying people should not enjoy, people should not live life. I believe that with a plan, with God on your side, things will get better. You can start small. If you have the capacity to do big, why not? But if you cannot, you start small and you build gradually with a focus and a determination. But a lot of people don't want to put in the work. They just want to get the money.
Okay, to wrap up the show now, let me just ask you. I'm asking for somebody that's watching this program right now.
All right.
Okay, do you mean to say from all the analysis you've given us, are you trying to advise us? Anyway, I'm married though. Are you trying to advise the single folks out there that, if a guy that earns 400k approaches you and is talking love,
sweet words into your ears,
do you think we should give it a try?
How much are you earning as the lady? That's the question. That's my question.
Society believes that the guy should earn.
You are not ready. Society believes that, but in reality, in the real sense of it, we have all agreed that everybody comes together with how things are right now. Everybody comes together. You bring yours, I bring mine.
Yeah, but one has to be higher than the other.
There is no problem. See, like I said,
but the guy has to.
Yeah, we have homes and families where the women are doing better than the men. That's the truth. So I think it depends on what the lady as a person even wants and what you see. What do you see in the man? What future do you see? And you yourself, what are you doing? Because if you already have the mentality that you're supposed to take care of me,
of course, please, I want to be
a baby girl. Yes,
baby.
You cannot be a mechanic.
No disadvantages.
No money for babe.
No vacation.
Did you make allocation for babe? You cannot make allocation for babe because it's not even ready for babe.
Yes. What something like baddie, that's the baddie lifestyle, the soft lifestyle. He said 10,000 naira. And I'm wondering, what do you want to use 10,000 naira for?
What do you mean? 10,000, just 10,000.
Hey, but you have gotten everything now.
Large.
Why are you living like live medium then? You can live
You
medium.
can't spend 10,000 naira in a high-end restaurant.
What are you going to restaurant to do? Maybe the baby is not in the picture and you already allocated 90,000. I really don't know. But people need to start taking budgeting seriously. What I do, I drop my budget from the beginning of the month before the salary even comes at all. So I already have my focus. I make room for miscellaneous, any unforeseen emergency funds. You understand? So it gives me a focus, really.
So wait.
Somebody cannot.
What if there was no emergency?
The money is for me to enjoy.
To enjoy.
Yes,
Okay.
and I can save it. I can save it for future this thing. It's okay. I just feel like people need to start understanding that we should not, as a person, put undue and unnecessary self-pressure on ourselves.
I think that's a take home for us
so
viewers.
much.
Yes, thank you so much, Oluwajuwonlo.
Thanks for having me.
Chatting with you.
Of course.
And we're sure the viewers still had a soul time with you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, viewers. I hope you enjoyed every bit of the conversation. Please, our guest said, do not put, I want to quote her now, do not put undue self-pressure on yourself. Because in the long run, now you
Damn you.
so just play. Anyway, let's take a quick break. The break continues in a moment. Be right back.